Horses from across South Florida are being mistreated, abused, even slaughtered for meat.
It's indescribable.
From a former racing thoroughbred with a legendary background to pets stolen, some tied up and butchered in their stalls.
People know that this is what's going on with people's pets.
In a 2-month-long CIU investigation you can't see anywhere else, Jeff Burnside follows the disturbing clues to reveal a bloody South Florida secret. Watch The Last Ride, tonight at 7 and 11 on NBC6 HD.
Horses abused, stolen, sent to slaughter for their meat. All of this happening right here in South Florida.
Tonight, an NBC6 CIU investigation, The Last Ride, exposes a side of animal abuse you haven't seen. Caution, the images are disturbing.
Jeff Burnside of our Consumer Investigative Unit has been on this for 2 months. He's in our newsroom tonight with the latest on this story. Jeff?
Since 2007, it's been illegal to slaughter horses commercially and sell the horse meat. But we've learned the black market remains, threatening even the most unlikely horses. It was a sad place in Northwest Dade, even for police and volunteers raiding this slaughter farm and seizing animals. Authorities suspected horses were being illegally slaughtered here for human consumption. Barely alive that June day was this starving horse. Rotting flesh, open sores, broken leg, a contagious disease strangling it from the inside. Rather than put him out of his misery, Richard Couto saw hope.
We knew that we could save this horse.
Couto doesn't look like an animal lover, but he and others at the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals worked tirelessly and brought this horse back from the brink. On this day, for the first time, the horse gets to run on that healed leg at full speed. And what a difference.
Yeah, really night and day. Night and day. You know, it just shows you what a little bit of love and a little bit of food and a little bit of therapy can do for an injured horse.
At the SPCA sanctuaries, where other rescued animals include this horse and its day-old foal, something surprising was found under his lip. A tattoo indicating a registered thoroughbred racehorse. NBC6 confirmed his name was Freedom's Flight, whose vaunted bloodline includes Secretariat and Seattle Slew, two of the greatest thoroughbreds of all time. So how could Freedom's Flight, with his enormous potential, end up in a slaughterhouse? And how could the glitzy world of thoroughbred racing allow it?
Freedom's Flight.
Gulfstream Park, April 4. Freedom's Flight cracks a leg bone right about there. Incredibly continues and finishes third. But he is finished with racing. NBC6 learned wealthy owner Herman Heinlein gave the expensive horse.
He was a nice horse. He was real pretty.
To a stable hand named Marion Brill. She says she sold Freedom's Flight to someone offering $500, but inexplicably refuses to say who.
I've already told you I don't, and I can't, and I won't. So end it at that, please.
The SPCA believes Freedom's Flight went to a pony ride place before changing hands again. From champion bloodlines to bloody slaughterhouse in less than 3 months.
Slaughter farm success story.
It is not uncommon. The SPCA says they have several other rescued racehorses taken from other police raids, like this one in October, where 400 animals were seized in Southwest Dade. And this registered thoroughbred was slaughtered for the meat and found on a roadside.
Freedom's Flight most certainly would have been sold for horse meat and on someone's dinner table.
NBC6 returned to the slaughterhouse where Freedom's Flight was rescued. We saw other skinny horses, animal remains in vats, bones strewn about, and piles of pigs, some lifeless, others still clinging to life.
Hi, he's the owner. He says he's the owner.
The owner and staff deny any wrongdoing and don't remember Freedom's Flight in particular, but they want him and all the other animals back. Marion now sees what happened after she sold him.
Do you think now, looking back, Marion, that you should have been more careful about who you sold the horse to?
Probably should have.
75,000 horses race each year. Only a small percentage have owners who make safe arrangements for the next 20 years after racing. Tracks like Calder are pushing owners to do more.
Absolutely. Every horse deserves a dignified retirement.
we can't just rely upon every owner of a racehorse to do the right thing.
Diane Pekulski, who runs America's largest thoroughbred retirement foundation, complains racing has no governing body to require safe retirement, but she defends racing.
That story, the story of Freedom's Flight, is not about the racing industry. That's just people saying, here's an animal, let's see if I can get some money out of it.
He's my child. He's a family member now, and something that I'll never give up.
Well, you can help the SPCA. Go to NBCMiami.com for info. Police never cited those slaughterhouses for illegally slaughtering horses, but we've uncovered thieves are stealing horses and slaughtering them for the horse meat. That tomorrow. Jeff Burnside, South Florida Tonight.
Horses around South Florida, from pets to former racing thoroughbreds, found slaughtered even in their own stalls.
The NBC6 Consumer Investigative Unit is exposing this growing and grim practice, horses on the last ride.
The CIU's Jeff Burnside is here live with more of his 2-month investigation. Jeff?
Well, the people in our investigation want you to see this story, even though the images are disturbing, very disturbing, but necessary to convey the sadness and the cruelty to the horses stolen, often winding up on someone's dinner plate. So please watch. Meet Playboy, one lucky horse.
I kid.
Susan Ruiz was awakened one morning to find a thief walking her horse down the street. When she screamed Playboy's name, the horse stopped cold and the thief kept going.
It was close, very close. But I'm glad he's back home.
Well, Susan's horse very nearly became part of a grisly new trend, people eating horse meat. We've seen horse carcasses like this all throughout western Miami-Dade County. And NBC6 has uncovered nearly a dozen of them with evidence suggesting someone stole the horse, slaughtered it, and put the meat on the black market. This pony near Hialeah, this horse, these remains, this black horse, this thoroughbred, these ribs near a remote street, even this pregnant thoroughbred named Wings on the Track, still wearing its engraved halter, and horse skeletons, scores of them, too decomposed to identify.
And you think that every morning you're going to wake up, and this is going to be a dream, a bad dream, that's going to go away. It doesn't.
Comanche was the Owens' dream horse. Piercing blue eyes, rare coat. He loved people until that fateful August morning when this is what they found in his stall, tied in his own halter and butchered.
And the disgusting demand that's out there for horse meat. This is Comanche's stall here.
This is where they found Comanche, his bloody lead rope the only reminder.
It's an ugly story. Nobody likes to hear this kind of story. But if it's not addressed, it may continue.
Yeah, right here is where another horse was dumped.
Police say it's hard to tell whether a horse was stolen and slaughtered or whether the owner killed it and dumped it.
However, at this time, we haven't made any arrests.
Horse meat, tasao, is accepted in many cultures, and in the U.S. it's still legal to slaughter and eat your own horse. But it is illegal to slaughter and sell or buy the horse meat.
How many acres do you have?
Yvonne Rodriguez searched for her horse, Geronimo, stolen from this pasture.
How many flyers have you put out?
Over 100. Whoever took my horse, very simple. Bring him back. One piece. I don't care who did it, why they did it. I just want to, you know, I mean, the beautiful picture ending would be, you know, open the gate and there's Geronimo in the field.
At OK Feeds, where her flyer is posted, theft for horse meat is topic number one.
You know, people talk, you know, people come here to talk.
And what are they saying?
They say that they're really, really concerned that it's become epidemic.
Cynthia Ridings checks the bulletin board for her stolen horse, Nikki.
They think that somebody, you know, ate it or something.
Death was in the wind that same afternoon in Southwest Dade. Cynthia came across this scene of horrific carnage. Rib cage, skull, tail, blood splatters show the horse had been tied and butchered alive. The plastic still there for stacking the meat. Was it Nikki? It was Yvonne Rodriguez Geronimo, and she dreaded coming to identify the remains.
I can't do this stuff.
Overwhelmed with grief, the tough ranch girl spoke haltingly about her nightmare.
This must be an excruciating moment for you, Yvonne.
Indescribable. Totally. This is not what I wanted, why I wanted it to end. Hopefully it just creates an awareness and people know that this is what's going on with people's pets.
Well, our hearts go out to Yvonne and Alan. As a result of our investigation, the Humane Society of the United States has a $2,500 reward in the case of Comanche and Geronimo. Go to helpthehorses.com. The SPCA is warning horse owners, especially horses with exotic coats, be watchful. Jeff Burnside, South Florida Nightly News.